Hey everyone. Dogs, babies, kids, oh my, is the topic today. So, I want to start with a story. Years ago, I was at somebody's house and I was watching their child interacting with their dogs. This child was around 3, maybe 4 years old, and she was giving him pets and hugs and kisses. They're laying down on the ground. And I'm watching this interaction and I say something to the parents. I say, listen, you shouldn't be allowing these interactions to take place. And they say, Scott, they love our daughter. They absolutely love her. They're so kind and sweet and caring, and they're best friends. And I said to them, I understand why you can have that perspective. It doesn't seem like they've ever growled, showed teeth, snapped, bitten. And they go, oh no, never. They've never done any of those things. And I said, yeah, so I understand your perspective. But there's a look in their eyes. I can see it. I can feel it. They don't like what's taking place. And they said, no, Scott, you don't understand. They would never do anything. And so I leave their place, and 3-4 months go by, and I get a call. And they're saying, oh my gosh, Scott, you won't believe it. Our dogs ended up attacking our daughter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is she okay? And they said, well, fortunately, the grandmother was able to get the 2 dogs off of her, but they had her around her head, her face, on the ground. They really had a hold of her. And they said, well, we've decided to euthanize the dogs, and we can't trust them. And it's unfortunate because I saw this coming. And there's a saying that sometimes you have to learn the hard way. Well, they had to learn the hard way. And fortunately, their daughter wasn't too badly injured or even worse, killed. It's tragic that the dogs ended up losing their lives, because this is something that could have been prevented. But they weren't able to hear me when I let them know. But after that moment, they started listening to me when it came to dogs. There's a dog here right now, Hickory, who the owners had to, or felt like they had to, rehome. And she is staying with me while we try to find her a new family. But she bit their 3-year-old kid in the face a couple times. And so I want to say this, that when it comes to dogs, babies, and kids, oh my, I do not let my dogs go near the baby, the young kids, and I don't let the baby and young kids go to the dog. I wait and move through the development until they reach an older age where we can then start to look at socializing. And I can then teach them how to do this appropriately, both kid and dog. I know that it's cute when we see the photos and people are told that you want to create a good relationship, and so people are trying to form that relationship. But if we look to nature, the mother dog actually keeps everybody away from her puppies, even the dad, away from her puppies until they reach a certain age. And that's what we need to be following with our babies and kids. That you stay away from them until they reach a certain age, and then we can start the socialization period. So don't be thinking that if your kid gives hugs and kisses and all this stuff, that, and the dog hasn't growled or done any of these other things, that it's going to be okay. And here's the other thing, is that say it is okay. Your dog doesn't or will never actually do anything more drastic when it comes to interacting with your baby or kid. But you're allowing your kid to do these things. You are teaching them that that's how you interact with dogs and that's what you do. So now they go to their friend's house and they do this with their dog. And their dog isn't like your dog. And so you have a part in that. And so I believe that we should actually really be teaching our kids the reality of dogs.